What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Queen City Circle podcast. I am your host, Jacob. Joining me today are my co-hosts Lilith and Logan from the Sweo2 Twitch Gaming channel. Thank you for joining us and listening to us discuss our 2021 year in review and among other topics. Hope you enjoy, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon for notifications. All right, everybody, let's get into it. 2021, what a fantastic year, right?
What?
It was best year ever.
What a year that we certainly had.
Best?
We had a year. It was
a year.
It was a year.
Well,
it was 365 days.
That is true. Your
52 weeks.
Wait, hang on, let me check.
12 months.
You forgot the quarter.
You forgot the quarter day. Your math's not adding up there.
Okay.
Not at all.
Well, time certainly.
Would you graduate from 6th grade?
I'm definitely older. I'll have you know, I am a certified college dropout.
There you go. Hey, that's the best. This nation is run by certified college dropouts. Okay.
That's as far as I'm taking that.
That's as far as we're taking that one. However, there were good things this year. There were a couple good things. It honestly, the past couple of years have kind of felt like they've just all kind of blended together. Really have.
I don't know how much of that is because of like current events, and how much of that is just because we're just old now, right?
Yeah, time is flying a lot faster.
They did say, once you got older, time would fly by and like just the snap.
Yeah, it definitely feels like weeks and months aren't anywhere near as long as they used to be.
No.
Not even close.
Like, it's funny looking back, just over 9 years ago, I joined the Navy, and that was and it just felt like it was a month ago. Like, I still remember like
best decision of your life. I know. Is it age? Is it age, or are we just so consumed with our personal lives that?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, I mean, I feel like it's a mixture of us being busy with our own lives, getting older. Consumerism definitely plays a big role in it. Just because we're constantly being shoved media after media after media that we're not really paying attention to the effects of life that happens on us, because we're always looking forward to the next thing that's coming out and always have a stream of consciousness provided to us by our wonderful overlords over in Hollywood. But man, is it a life worth living?
It's something. It's something.
It's definitely the way things.
It has its moments. I will give you that. It definitely has its moments.
Speaking of 2021, like one of these like crazy examples that like of time just like flying past. I remember I went to go look into buying like the new Call of Duty, which for some reason at the time I thought was Cold War, and then I look up and it's Vanguard.
Yeah.
Which I think we even talked about at one point, but it's like
yes we did.
I went to go buy the new Call of Duty just to find out like, oh, it's the old Call of Duty now.
Yeah, because I remember us talking about that, about games we were excited for coming out, and yeah, that was one of the big things. I don't even really remember Cold War. Like that's the crazy part.
Cold War, was that was the Vietnam one, right?
That was the one with the zombies that everybody was crazy about.
That was the one that you said it's not your grandfather's Call of Duty. The one where you actually had to
where you
solve puzzles to get to the next places in the map.
Yes, it had all those like small side missions that you could do that were optional.
Which that was something I definitely liked in the campaign.
I enjoyed that.
It was nice. I still haven't played Vanguard's campaign yet. I'm absolutely terrible.
I'm so done with.
Well, that's
I'm so done with Call of Duties. It's not even a joke.
I like them. I mean, they're like candy, right? They're like just shitty TV, which I also like. Sorry.
It's always reliable. You know, there's going to be Call of Duty, but
I mean, it's not even
actually that's changing. That's changing. It's gonna now, since kind of segue a little bit. Sorry, since Microsoft bought Activision, they've already announced that it's going to be probably about every 2 years between Call of Duties. So they can.
So they're spreading it out now. It's not dumping every year.
Well, Phil Spencer is just a genius when it comes to being in Microsoft. He is an absolute genius, and that's where his dictation came down. Hey, this is what's going to happen because they keep pumping one out every year, and it's just a pile of crap on top of each other, just over and over and over. It's the same thing.
I am so torn. Well, hold on. Let me finish one point before I move on to another. Never mind. I forgot my old point. So the new one.
All right, starting off
is great. Yeah. Well, we talked about getting old.
What's old?
The
Modern Warfare 2. That's old.
The whole thing about Microsoft acquiring Blizzard Activision. I think we should spend some time talking about that because honestly, it's nuts. Like, okay, as a Game Pass subscriber, part of me is really excited because I'm gonna end up getting a ton of great games for no money.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, technically for like however much I pay a month. But yeah, like just a subscription fee that I'm already using to play other games now is getting a ton more. That's sick. That's great. As a consumer, awesome. But also as a consumer, does that mean that Microsoft is not going to put as much effort into releasing good games?
I think
because are these studios going to suffer under the weight of the Microsoft factory pumping out games? Are we going to get as diverse of competition between studios if they know that, Daddy Microsoft is just going to absorb them if they fail?
I still think there's going to be a good amount of effort put into it. For the example, like I was saying with Call of Duty, instead of it being pumped out every year, every 2 years, so it gives them time to sit there and actually focus on some actual DLC, some decent DLC, and also allows it to let them polish up the game and hit more bugs than how it is currently.
I mean, I can see that from like a creator's standpoint, because like if I was a game developer, yeah, I would love that, having extra resources and extra money to put into making my game as great as possible. But that's not the reality of game design. Game designers are usually paid like as cheap as they can be. Games are given the minimum amount of time to be built and shipped. It's very much like working in a factory. It's just you get as long as needed and then minus a couple months.
I honestly
to get
saw
that game out. So it's kind of
purchases
nervous for me.
I saw these purchases not as more of just, them just dumping things off the factory line over and over. I saw it more as Microsoft was trying to build its competition up with more rare exclusives for Xbox and, Microsoft, for people to start going towards that platform of gaming. Kind of like how PlayStation had exclusives and companies that were just pumping out like amazing games and amazing content, and Microsoft was nowhere near close whatsoever. And I think that it all started with the purchase of Bethesda.
Now PlayStation has Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, and Microsoft has everything else. And that, I think that is a problem. I think gaming might suffer.
Now got Destiny because they bought Bungie.
Yeah, which I read that, and PlayStation bought Bungie.
We just need to sit on that for a second because I didn't know that.
And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
What the funny part is I saw everyone online like, oh, they got Halo now. They got Halo. I'm like,
that's
no,
that's
Halo's
not right.
under 343.
Yeah.
And they're like, Halo's coming to PlayStation, everybody. I'm like,
no. More Destinies are. Because, yay, those games are so fun.
Don't knock Destiny.
That's personal preference. I'm sure there's a huge audience of Destiny fans
out there. Don't
yoke
someone else's yum, all right?
I mean, let's be real.
I like
Destiny. That's all we do here.
It was pretty okay. I don't mind grindy games though, so I think that's why
I wasn't big on it.
Well, the older I get, not so much. I'm grinding games are not worth my time. Definitely not worth my effort.
Get to the point and have a good time with the game.
I find like as I get older, the more I enjoy grindy games.
Oh my goodness!
Because then I only have to remember like one mechanic, and then I'm set for like a month's worth of gameplay. Like we were just talking about RuneScape. I'm grinding out like mining. I don't have to do anything other than just remember to go to the Motherlode mine. That's it.
True, but that is your specific type of play style, and your play style varies very greatly from this group.
It's fair.
You're in a category of yourself.
I am definitely not your average gamer.
Jake, just to segue into something, November 10th, 2009, Modern Warfare 2. Let that sink in.
I don't care. I don't care at all.
I've heard that 1,000 times, and there's never once been a sink at my door.
Are you saying that's the anniversary, or there's a new one coming out?
No,
like we
November
just rolled.
Yeah, honestly, like I was still stuck. I was like trying to figure out the Modern Warfare thing he was saying. Like, oh my god, they're making another Modern Warfare. Like,
oh, they are.
Just get over it. Just move on.
They're remaking Modern Warfare 2, a direct sequel from the Modern Warfare they just made. It's going to be kind of like a reboot, but they're going. That was the discussion with Phil. Was it Phil Spencer? I think I called him by the wrong name earlier. Phil Spencer.
That's who you said earlier, I'm pretty sure.
I thought I said Kevin Spencer. For some
reason. you said Phil Spencer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer went out and said that this Modern Warfare 2 game, that it's going to have a lot of time taken on it, and that's the next game that's coming out. Because let's all say,
so
Modern
this
Warfare,
is a direct sequel of the Modern Warfare that came out a couple years
2019.
ago. Okay.
2019, yes. Which I've always loved the Modern Warfare series. Like that was one of my absolute favorite Call of Duty series. So I'm stoked about it to see how they can, because I like with Ghost being part of the team, they had just brought him up at the end of Ghost was cool.
Ghost was the worst. Like Ghost and Advanced Warfare, the absolute worst Call of Duty.
No, I'm not saying Call of Duty Ghost. I'm saying Ghost from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
The character. Oh, yeah, he was solid.
Yeah.
He was solid.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There might be more of him because at the end of the Modern Warfare, that's where Price, they're like, what do you want to name the team? He's like 141.
Yeah, it was like pretty much it was pretty much a reboot of the franchise. That's pretty much what it was.
And, well, I'm hoping that they go a very good way down this because there's a lot of time being taken into this reboot with it.
See, I don't know how you remember any of this. I don't think I had a single thought while playing the entirety of the 2019 Modern Warfare or any Call of Duty for that matter. Like, I don't remember what happened. It just, like, to me, Call of Duty is just junk food. Like, it's the same as when I watch, like, Family Guy or Futurama.
Right.
I'm not paying attention. My brain's turned off, and I'm just vibing. And I mean, it's okay if you like it more than that. I'm not saying that.
Let's be fair here. Let's be fair here. Call of Duty
is junk food.
Is the Marvel universe of the gaming franchise.
I'll agree to that. They just keep pumping them out.
I don't think so.
But let's. Okay.
I would say that Fortnite.
It's a very touchy subject.
I love Marvel. I do, but
I think Fortnite is the Marvel of gaming, right? Because it's all about the crossover. They're always building up to the next crossover.
Well, those are more just like seasons. At least it's like a self-contained game. You don't have like sequel upon sequel upon sequel upon sequel. I mean Logan over here is like referencing a franchise that restarted in 2019, but he knows it so well from like characters that were back in like 2009. Yeah, 2009. You know, this thing's been going on since 2009. A year before or a year after Iron Man 1 came out. I mean, conspiracy theory? Anybody? Just me? No? Not connected?
Call of Duty's way
John
older.
Favreau is not behind the scenes
Call of Duty's
at the Activision headquarters right now?
First Call of Duty game I ever played was Call of Duty Finest Hour. Finest Hour. Yeah, that's it.
That came out in...
Because that was the first first-person shooter I ever played.
My first person shooter I ever played was Medal of Honor.
I played Delta Force on the PC back in.
Wait a minute.
I wasn't allowed to play violent games when I was a child.
That's not true. I take that back. The very, very first person shooter I played was 007 GoldenEye on the N64.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. Delta Force came out in 98 for the PC. That was the first FPS I played because my dad had you had to have a subscription to play online with others, and it was like almost like 16-bit movement. But
I just remember it because like the Xbox 360 was out by the time I got a PS2, and all my friends were like going crazy over, I think it was like Call of Duty 3, the big red one that had come out.
That's two.
And it was like, huh?
Yeah, Big Red One is
Big Red One.
Oh
yeah.
Well, I don't know which one it was because I never played it. But they were so excited about the 360 Call of Duty and how it like had amazing graphics, but I wasn't allowed to play any of that. One, we couldn't afford an Xbox 360, and two, they were rated M, and I wasn't allowed to play rated M games. So I begged and begged and begged until I got the rated T for teen game, even though I wasn't 13 yet, and I got to play Call of Duty.
I remember PS2. Like my first M game where I like got caught and was not allowed to play was the original Silent Hill.
That was a terrifying game.
Oh my gosh. That was the game that birthed me into good horror story driven video games.
Lily, you just ratted on yourself. We got to get you in jail.
No, I'm trying to think what was the first rated M game I played. Because like I know I got caught. I got caught playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Like when I was in high
everybody
school,
has a Grand Theft Auto story when they were kids.
But that's not the first one I played. It was either Condemned or one of the Call of Duties. Because I was over at my friend's house. No, it might have been BioShock.
BioShock?
Was BioShock rated M?
Yes. But BioShock...
Conker's Bad Fur Day was my first rated M game.
Because I went over to my buddy Mike's house, and I was just...
That game is stupid.
He fell asleep, and, when I went over to friends' houses, I never went to sleep. I stayed up all night to play their video games.
Yeah, that's what I would do at Logan's house when we were young. I would go over to his house, spend the night. When he fell asleep, I would play with all his Legos. So,
Yeah, I would just play with all of my friends' video games until they woke up, and then we'd go back to playing together, and then I'd eventually have to go home and pass out.
And make chocolate mousse with his mother at 3 a.m. I'll let the viewers think of that discussion.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was BioShock.
Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day was the first rated M game that I remember playing, and my mom about dropped a brick in her pants when she heard the giant pile of crap start singing.
Yep.
Oh man,
And
I remember.
Yeah, he was saying that all the time at school, and I was just like, "Please step away from me. Get away from me, please."
I don't know if you guys remember like those old, PlayStation 2 era. There was so many like
so old PlayStation 2 era.
There were so many like just random third-party games, like from indie developers or just AA devs. And I remember I got one of them, and it was just some driving game. Really generic, obviously inspired by Grand Theft Auto, because it had an open world and everything.
Everybody tried to rip that off.
You couldn't get out of the car. You would just phase through objects if you drove too fast and hit a building. It was really bad. But
that's how life works too. If you go fast enough.
I remember waking up, going out to the living room, turning on our giant CRT TV, turning on the PS2 and just driving around, having fun playing. And my grandma woke up and saw me almost hit a civilian. Because that's how the game worked. The civilians would jump out of the way if you got too close to them. So I almost hit one because I was a kid.
At that point on, Lily was like in his grandma's eyes, just like some homicidal maniac.
I remember she went off on me because she thought I was playing Grand Theft Auto. She's like, Did you sneak in that Grand Theft Auto game? I forbade it in my house.
Jake.
There's no real point to that story. It's just funny.
I love it. A classic. I'll tell you though, video games, Cold War. When did Cold War came out in 19, right? Or 20?
20.
Yeah, okay. In 2021, I think I played like 2 games. I had time to play 2 games with everything that was going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Okay.
Fantastic franchise. I've played it before, wanted to play it again, still playing through it, like meticulously doing every single side quest. But the game that blew me out of the water, like I could not put the controller down. I almost I was on the verge of losing my job, was Resident Evil Village. Oh my!
That's not the game
gosh.
I thought you were gonna say.
It was solid. Like I'm a big Resident Evil fan. But the last couple games in the franchise, I have just kind of like, not talking about the remakes, but the like numbered in series. I've just kind of been,
7 was good.
Checked it. 7 was all right. 7 was pretty good. I enjoyed 7. It was kind of like, okay, we'll see what we're doing. But then 8, man, I'm telling you,
8 was really good.
Whew. I got to save the rest of it for a review, but 8, that left me emotionally scarred, especially now being like a new father, and that storyline. Oh, I tell you,
I think it's easily like it's in the top 2 of the Resident Evil games that have come out in the last like 5-10 years or 5-6 years.
Oh yeah, I would place like maybe like RE2 remake and then RE8.
Yeah, that's at my ranking as well. It was really good, but the fear I felt going back to Raccoon City and Resident Evil 2 the remake, it was too good.
Good stuff.
Too good.
Loved it. Oh my goodness, it was fantastic.
Which I still have to watch the Resident Evil movie.
I still have to watch it. It comes out in a couple days on Blu-ray. Yeah. So
okay,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it. We're just talking about it like one of the greatest franchises in gaming history ever, and Logan's just over there like, Call of Duty,
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking
I know every like clan tag and squad call out in Call of Duty since 1995.
No, I've actually branched out and played a lot of different games this year. Some games I didn't think I would like, and then
this year or in 2021.
Oh yeah, 2021. My bad. Yeah, I've played a lot of different games. Oh yeah.
What would you say was like probably the most impactful, like your favorite of 2021?
2021. So we're going to talk about games that got back into or games that came out in 2021.
It could be either a game that came out or a game you started in 2021.
The game you put the most amount of time into or made like the most impact on you.
Like I said, Mass Effect has been out for years, but I got the Legendary Edition and fantastic.
I'm on 100% say it just came out last year on. They ported it for Steam. Persona 4 Golden. My all-time favorite game.
I've heard a lot
Persona
about that.
Series is so how they say Persona 4 is great. Persona 5 is a masterpiece. Persona 4 Golden.
Chef's kiss. Chef's
exactly. I've not seen anyone or talked to anyone that has said Persona 4 Golden is a terrible game.
I've never even touched that franchise, and I have for some reason, like in the back of my mind, any DLCs or add-ons. I have Persona 5 on my PlayStation, and any DLCs or any new content comes out, I buy it, but I've never touched it. I don't. So it's like I'm reserving myself for like the ultimate experience. But it's just sitting there with every single DLC and added feature that just collecting dust. Like, play me, please play me.
So
honestly, I'm the same way with like Civ 6. I keep buying the DLCs. I bought the game.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on the Civ games.
Civ 6.
I've spent over $100 on Steam for the Civ games, and I've not even touched them.
Okay, you need to clear yourself a weekend.
I don't know how much time I've spent on Civ 4.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let me pull up my Steam real quick and even see if it's on there, because I don't think I got it on Steam when it was out, like back in the day when it came out.
I remember I got Civ 5 and I had a weekend off of work. So I just downloaded it
28 hours
and I was like,
long.
I'm gonna play
That's not
one
enough time for a
quick
Civ game.
And then I don't know what happened, but I was just had to go to bed to get up for work on Monday. And it was just melted my time. And I've been too scared to go back.
Those are the type of games that do it. I mean, there's another one coming in the wings here. I'm a huge Dune fan, ever since I've read the book. And ever since Denis Villeneuve's movie came out, oh my gosh. But I saw a preview, a trailer, I think it was at like a game show or something that came on not too long ago, for a top-down strategy Dune game called Dune Spice Wars. And I saw that trailer and I said, there's a game that I'm going to spend a crap ton of money on and never play.
Sorry to cut you off. Another game that has been super impactful. It just came out in November. Icarus. It's an Ark style game.
Like Ark Survival, Ark Evolved.
Yeah. And you land on a planet, and then you actually have some missions you got to do though. And one of them is hunters. Some hunters got killed, and you have to go find out what happened. And then, example, you have an alpha wolf that has 20 other wolves, and you have to kill them all and take the hide back, and then escape the planet.
Wait, you're playing actual like wolves, the four-legged creatures?
No, you have to fight them.
Yeah, okay.
You have to kill them, take the alpha wolf's hide back, and then escape back to the space station. But there's missions for each one. There's one that you can sit there and you have to do 30 days in game, and it's actually 30 days.
So it's 30 days real time.
Real time, and it has it at the top. And most of the time, you only have 15 days to get missions done.
Jeez,
but it's really cool. Like the time doesn't count if you're not online.
That sounds.
That
sounds like a game for a younger me.
Well, it's not so much that's even grindy. It's a mix of like Ark and I would have to say like DayZ. But you got animals that like bears will come and attack you, and then you can after every level you get a tech skill and a blueprint skill. And you can upgrade, like right now we can make metal buildings. And we're about to start to be able to make guns. But if you get a kill with a bow from a long distance and it's a one-shot kill, it's like bullet time with the arrow. So cool. I actually have a bunch of clips on like Hover and stuff like that about me playing that.
So that's
wild kills.
That's a game you played in 2021?
Yeah, a lot.
So that would be like your right below Persona 4 Gold.
In Persona 4, I've logged over 60 hours, about 70 hours of one game file because it's a long game. And then in Icarus, I've logged a couple days since November when it dropped.
Nice.
Well, I mean, if we're talking if our best game of the year has to be based off of playtime, I've got a really boring answer.
Yeah, it's called RuneScape.
Yep.
No, it's called Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh my goodness, I thought you were off that train.
I'm out of here.
I am off.
Do we need to put you through rehab again? It took us 2 years to get you clean. Yeah, that's what it was like.
I have over 3,000 hours on one account, and I have 2 more accounts.
Jeez, Pete. Okay, all right. Besides Rainbow Six Siege, what was a game in 2021 that you like absolutely loved and fell in love with and played a lot?
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, okay, like the medieval simulation game.
Yeah, I am not a big fan of single player games. Right?
Clearly,
it takes a lot for one to. I don't know. Like someone listening might not know that about me, Yeah, I'm addicted to first-person shooter games. Okay, I'm a crackhead.
Addicted is
Is the
not
right
the
word.
word I would use. You know, that we need to find a new word for whatever it is you're
Fanatic.
obsessed with. Yeah.
But Kingdom Come Deliverance is one of the rare single-player games that didn't just interest me to go through the story and you know, like, just go through it and skip the dialogue just to see, like, okay, I could read faster than you could talk. This was a game that after the intro sequence, I turned off subtitles so I would have to not read, just to like live in the moment. I went
Are you
through.
telling
I
me there's
beat
not
the game.
subtitles in real life?
No,
Oh,
no.
You
Well,
need
I
to
mean,
be
if I have,
tested if you see subtitles in real life.
if I
I
see
must have forgot my
subtitles,
schizo pills.
if I see subtitles, I'll just read them instead of listening to what the character has to say, and then I'll skip the dialogue because I can read faster than they talk. So it like takes me out of it. So I turn subtitles off,
Right,
and I
because you're just like waiting, like, okay, who do I gotta kill? Skip tutorial.
yeah. Well, not even tutorial. Just that's how I play games.
Just to
Just
change
like
weapons.
send me
How do I
at them
change
so I can
weapons?
hold W. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, that's a
I
game I'm
turned off.
interested in. I honestly really want to play it.
I turned off all
Never
the
heard of it.
stuff that I usually don't care about, and not only did I go through the game slowly and play it, I bought the DLC for it, did a new save file, beat the game, beat the DLC, then did a third save file, went through the entire game again to see if I missed any possible endings to side quests. I loved it. I cannot wait for the sequel that I know is supposed to come out eventually.
There is it's confirmed a sequel's coming.
Yeah. The first game confirms that there's going to be a sequel.
Ooh.
I think it
That sounds pretty
actually
cool.
but I think it actually ends in a to be continued. I don't know if it comes up on the screen or not, but like it
Is
all
it going
but
to
says,
like? I mean, without spoilers,
yeah, I'm not going to
is it
spoil it, but there's definitely
is there
more
like
to
a
the story.
file save transfer, like kind of like a Telltale game or a Mass Effect or something?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't be. But I have no idea. It's definitely an obtuse game that's like hard to learn. Hard to learn and hard to master. There's a lot of quit points for players. Like, but I don't know, dude. The story, the world, and I mean, we were talking about this the other day offline. I love the medieval fantasy era. Whether it's fantasy or just historical fiction, I love the medieval era. It's so cool to me. I don't know. I'm a nerd. Sue me.
Same.
And
I
it
love it.
just feels like stepping into the life for a minute, and I love it.
Awesome. Rock on.
I have two other games I want to make a quick mention of.
Look at you, just like dumping games. We gave you a list of 3.
So 2 other games I want to say. It wasn't like the pinnacle of everything, but Halo Infinite was a nice, birth to Halo. I was really happy with that. It's like fun gameplay. It sucks it doesn't have a story with it yet. Oh, it does. It does. Oh, sorry. It came out later. The story, what I played so far, it's pretty fun. I like it, but
I would like to play that game.
It's a lot
I
better
gotta
than some other
disagree,
games
though.
that I played. I liked the whole open world environment. It was pretty interesting.
I played the multiplayer for like the week or so before it
The beta.
yeah, before it like actually released.
You played the multiplayer?
Yeah,
How
I played the
surprising.
multiplayer. I hate you. Played it for
Join
like
the
a
club.
week. Then the official game came out and the event came out, and I played it for a couple days, and I was just done. Like when it originally came out, I was so excited to jump back in, be Master Chief, you know, kick ass, take names, and then I don't know, it just died. Like I had no drive to go back.
I thought it was a fun game. I mean, it's definitely never going to be Reach or 3 in my eyes.
Yeah.
True.
Because those were just masterpieces.
Or ODST.
ODST was okay. I liked
ODST was bad. I hated it.
And then
I think it was
another.
the worst game in the franchise.
I thought 4 and 5 were pretty terrible.
Whoa, yeah, I agree.
I'd
I'm
rather
gonna have to agree with
have to
Logan
play
on
4
this
again
one.
than play ODST again.
I think
4 and 5
ODST
were
was like
trash.
10 times better than 4 and 5.
Oh,
Dude,
100%.
ODST story and lack of multiplayer, like versus multiplayer, killed me.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of games I'm like trying to seek better single player games because I remember back in the day playing like GameCube. There wasn't really a multiplayer function,
GameCube,
so
what's that?
GameCube, PlayStation 2, 64, all the stuff back then. There was no really multiplayer
Back in the
function.
before time.
Yeah, back in the dark ages. And I'm been looking for a lot more story-based games, and that's what's bringing my next one.
You know what that means? That means you're just getting old. So welcome to the club.
Yeah.
But your last game was what?
Demio.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's a game for the Oculus.
Oh, the Oculus. We forgot.
Well,
we're talking to the Twitch money's talking here now.
No, that was tax return last year. But I got that.
Miss my Oculus.
It's definitely fun. I'm waiting for a couple other buddies to get the game, but Demio is D&D basically. It's D&D. You actually have a table that you can blow up, and your character, you move around and you roll dice, and then you attack other things. And there's a story. You have to find a key to get to the next room, and you have like 3 different floors you have to go on. It's. I recommend, if you haven't seen it, go look up the trailer for it. It is a very Blizzard-esque polished game.
I'll also check it out.
I also would like to give an honorary mention. Hades.
Never even heard of that either.
It was such a good game. It was a roguelike, where you were like the son of Hades, and your goal is to escape hell. And that's pretty much played. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. And it's a roguelike, so you get powers as you go through, and you try to go through faster or better, whatever. Really had a great time with it. It was really good. The story was interesting. The art style was amazing. Very, very fun. And then the other game that I would like to give an honorary award to is Worst Game of the Year.
Battlefield.
New World from Amazon Game Studio. Launched with so many players that there was a line to get into a server that was longer than the amount of people that could be in a server at once. To now having such dwindling numbers that, I mean, I can pull up the Steam charts, but I'm pretty sure that game is dead.
I think it fell apart. Same with.
What do you expect from a game that came from Amazon Studios? A rookie, newborn gaming studios in a pool of such large companies.
I mean, well, it's proof to show that just throwing money at something won't make it a good game.
New World currently has 45,000 players.
i.e. Cyberpunk 2077. I said it.
Let's see if I can...
Let's see how many are actually, like, just an example. There's 2.6 thousand viewers on Twitch right now of New World. How many people are actually streaming it?
Yeah, its peak player count was 913,000. Almost 1 million people playing the game, and now it can't even break 50K.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've never played it. I had no interest when it came out, so.
I mean, they had a.
That's bad.
A cash pile. They really did. They just had a pile of money in their hand. And for some reason, they chose to just look at it instead of ensure that they could continue to reach in and take some.
I'm going to let you know. There's only 37 people streaming Battlefield 2042 right now.
But that's the thing with Battlefield games. And, like, I know people are disappointed in it, but they're always better, like, a year or two after release.
That's not true. That's not true. Battlefield 1 was always good day one.
That's because we played on console.
I think Bad Company 2 was absolutely the best one in the my favorite one in the franchise.
I agree. Bad Company 2 was solid. Battlefield 1 was solid. Both of those games were solid right out the gate. I'm tired of this excuse of like, well, you gotta give the games a year, and then they'll be good. We've only spent 8 years working on them.
And 20.
I have never played. I've never played a Battlefield game on PC that was good on release. Even Battlefield 1, I don't feel like I had a good time with it.
You're lying. PC. You're not only lying to us and to the audience, but you're lying to yourself.
No, I'm pretty sure that I'm saying what I mean. I don't have any statistics or anything to back it up. I find that Battlefield games are better after release. What was it? The game everybody hated in the Battlefield franchise. Where it was cops and robbers instead of paramilitary.
Hardline was trash.
Yeah.
Hardline was trash.
Hardline was so good. 4 years after release.
Okay.
That's its peak.
Stop.
That was its
let
peak.
You know,
Stop it.
When the game came out, the game was unable to beat on single player mode. There was a game breaking glitch. You could not complete the single player game.
I'm not arguing that. It was probably trash the day it released. I didn't know about it when it released, but what I do know is I played it 4 years later, and the modded servers and the community around it was great.
Okay, modded server. Okay, that's a whole different topic in its own. Let's be 100%.
I think that's the best way to play Battlefield games on PC. Modded servers with big communities. That's it.
The best way to play Battlefield games on PC is you hit in task and you boot up Control.
Control.
That was a very solid. I liked that game.
I think it's Remedy Studios or something. Yeah.
It's yeah. Oh, I think Origin or Epic actually owns it because I got it for free from them.
Yeah. So
Epic. I think it was Epic because
that's how you play Battlefield games. But enough about video games. I want to hear.
Okay, no. If we're changing topics, I'm
scared.
I'm stealing the conversation. I'm sorry, Logan, but Jacob, you told me that I could not get an answer to my questions until.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Let's talk about movies.
You watched the new Matrix movie last night.
I watched it last night. But that's not a part of my 2021 year in review. But we'll go ahead. We'll talk about Matrix Resurrections for a couple minutes. All right, I'll give you my quick review, and then we're gonna go on and have a full blown review. But let me tell you this: right out on 3, we're either gonna say good or bad. Okay, at the same time. Okay.
I think I know where Jacob's going with this.
Ready? I know where Jacob's going with this.
1,
do this.
2, 3. Absolute
Best
trash.
Movie of the year.
No. I think
no.
I think I should leave.
No. I'm negating any argument you have already. Matrix Resurrections. I had to slog through that 2-hour film to sit here and to tell you that never needed to be made. It would never needed to be made so much so that there is at least a 8-minute segment, fourth wall breaking segment in the movie where they're sitting around a table talking about how a fourth game does not need to be made. And I said, while you were sitting here, I legitimately said this to my wife. I said, if you're writing a screenplay and you have an 8-minute dialogue session where you're breaking the fourth wall about the fourth film in the franchise you're making and joking about it and saying how this is irrelevant and it does not need to be made and that everything about the Matrix now in pop culture is just cliches and just jokes and memes, you should have realized right then and there, oh, what am I doing? Crumple the paper up. It
wasn't enjoyable.
Throw it away.
It was still enjoyable.
And I'll tell you this right now. I almost threw something. When they allowed Trinity to fly, I almost left my house like it was a movie theater. I almost stood up and walked out. I was like, what did I? No, that is not the Matrix.
So my like actual flaws with it are the amount of retconning that they did was insane. Okay, I'm not gonna argue that it's stupid the amount of retconning that they did, but
it's so
I mean,
it's so bad. It's so bad.
It was still fun. It was still fun to go back.
Like, I know everybody trashes on the last movie in the trilogy, which I can get it. I understand it. I actually really enjoy it.
I don't know why people trash Matrix 3. I think it's the second best Matrix.
I think it's pretty phenomenal. I love the philosophies and everything in it, you know. Whatever, sue me. Yeah, do you know how many movies do the like Jesus Christ Savior complex for their main characters? Yeah, you can screw off. That's a trait overused, but it's done well in Matrix Revolutions. They making this fourth movie, I can't even. I'm just so. I can't even. They destroyed a solid, one of the best live action anime adapted movies put to freaking cinemas. They destroyed it with this. I was literally bored to tears for the first 45 minutes
for the actual review.
Yeah, I gotta stop. Yeah, but yeah, okay.
Hold on. Let me talk for just a second.
I'll actually go through and watch it for the review. I don't want to, but I
let me talk for just a moment. All right.
Oh gosh.
I think it was fun to watch. I'm just happy to see Keanu Reeves. Anything he does, I just like watching him. Okay, yeah, this movie was boring. I'm not gonna argue that.
Super.
But I just like watching Keanu Reeves. I had a good time watching it.
Really has a crush on Keanu. It sounds like.
I mean, I have a Keanu crush as well, but I like to see Keanu Reeves in good content. Oh, okay. I would have loved the movie too if I was blasted out of my mind and going, "What's this? Is bullet time?" Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris and dorky light blue glasses. Come on.
But I wasn't angry until the end. At the very end of the movie, I was so furious. Oh no, I'm gonna spoil one thing. I was so furious. You can put your headphones on.
I'm turning them off. Give me a thumbs up when it's good to go.
Give him a thumbs up.
Just say it. I want to hear it.
The song at the very end.
Oh yeah,
pissed me off. Yeah, to no end.
That was another thing. It was just like, come on.
Dare you? How dare anyone try to perform Rage Against the Machine that isn't Rage Against the Machine?
It was terrible cover.
That actually offended me. I was so pissed. I don't care what kind of band or musician performed it. Maybe they're activists in their own right and they've got their own thing and they've got some credibility to them. I don't care. I'm old and I didn't like the change.
Oh, the whole movie's freaking changed. I'm done with you. I can't. That whole movie.
Give him the thumbs up because I'm actually done.
Okay, so that was like our little rant on.
Okay, yeah.
On the Matrix.
I just needed to hear that, and you needed it to be content.
Right. However, I'm gonna go ahead and say my movie for 2021. I'm just gonna like my pick for best movie of the year for 2021. Myself is Dune by Denis Villeneuve. So that's my favorite pick. Right underneath that is Nightmare Alley by Guillermo del Toro with Bradley Cooper. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Fantastic filmmaking. And then obviously Spider-Man. Marvel coming in clutch. Spider-Man No Way Home. Those were my top 3 picks of 2021 when it comes to film.
I honestly didn't watch a whole lot of movies in 2021. I watched the 3 because I haven't seen Dune yet. Haven't had the availability to go see Dune. Isn't it coming out on HBO?
I think it's back on HBO.
So. I think it will be.
Then I actually need to watch. I want to.
I have the 4K physical copy, so it has to be back on HBO.
Okay. All right. Cool. So the 3 movies, and I'm gonna have to rank them like that. Honestly, Spider-Man: No Way Home I saw it like right at the end of the year. I think.
Wait, is that your pick for best movie of 2021? No Way Home?
Because I didn't watch a whole lot of movies this year, like new movies. Second, I would have to say is Reminiscence that we all watched and did a review on.
Fantastic.
I loved that movie.
Oh my gosh, I actually totally forgot that came out in 2021.
And then third, it's kind of out there. It's a movie called Fatherhood by Kevin Hart. It sounds like it'd be like one of those, but you know,
I've seen trailers for it.
Personally, it hit like a very deep thing, and I don't want to go into it. I mean, y'all know, but I don't want to hit it. But it's it's a movie that made me like cry. That and Spider-Man were the movies that had made me cry this year, and I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, I cried. I cried in Spider-Man.
Oh, I did too. I bawled my eyes out.
Actually, multiple scenes.
3 scenes. Yeah, I was gonna say there's 3 scenes in particular I cried at.
I think if I have to pick my top 3 just movies, I'm not putting TV shows in here, that came out in 2021.
I didn't think we were putting TV shows in here.
Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely number 1. That's the best thing Marvel's put out in years.
Like 2 years.
That's years.
Yeah,
okay.
It's
better than
plural,
Endgame
as in more than 1 year.
What? No.
I think
no.
it was better than Endgame.
Stop.
It made me feel.
I need mod
More
terms on
emotions.
the server.
Yeah, we'll get back to you and how you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I need mod perms so I can just ban him.
I loved it. I loved Endgame, but I felt like this movie had more. Like it made me more emotionally attached. Like just how it was. Like, all right. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home. Stay tuned for the review. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. I'm not gonna get too into it.
That's your pick for best film of 2021?
Yeah.
Okay.
Film of the year, Spider-Man No Way Home.
You guys both chose a Marvel movie. Interesting.
This is not just a Marvel movie, though. This is bigger than just being a Spider-Man movie. This is like the resurgence of Marvel. Even you said so yourself the day we went to the theater.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, this is still a franchise that I've grown up with.
A resurgence ever since the finale. Yes.
Yeah.
Marvel's been extremely dull in the film.
This is the first
area.
big swing of season 4 of Marvel.
Yeah.
Right?
I can attest to that 100%.
This was like their first like 2012 Avengers of like this next phase.
Yeah. My second pick is also Reminiscence. And to the people who say it's bad on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll fight you. I'll just fight you. It was great. You don't agree with me, and that makes me angry. I'll fight you.
If only we could all live life like that. I don't agree with you. We're gonna fight.
I don't agree with you, some random person who put a squished tomato on the internet. How dare you?
The critics and the audience both agree that the film is bad, but I still love it.
Maybe it's just,
maybe
it's just women hate. You know what it is? Maybe our world's not ready for
maybe we
solo-led female director story from the Nolan family.
It's possible that we're wrong and the movie sucked, but
no,
I liked it. I still like it. And my number 3 is Stillwater, with God, who was in it? Yeah,
that sounds very familiar.
It was the story of Amanda Knox.
Damon.
It had Matt Damon, some other people that I'm pulling up on the Wikipedia. Yeah, it was directed by Tom McCarthy. But yeah, it basically had Matt Damon.
Yeah,
Matt Damon.
I was gonna say, I don't notice anyone in the cast except Matt Damon.
That's all that matters.
I was gonna like it. I really didn't think I was gonna like it because like it starts off and Matt Damon's got like a real strong country accent, and so you start to think like real quick that this is just gonna be like some American propaganda film. Because I didn't know it was gonna be the story of Amanda Knox because there wasn't a lot out about it. The trailer, I don't even think said much, but it was just. I showed up at the theater, saw the name Stillwater, and we were like, let's watch that. Sure. Really good, really well acted. I felt that, everything felt believable from the actors. The shots were nice. That's really all it took to be number 3. I am once again going to give an honorary mention to Old. I think it's called Old. The new
M. Night
Shyamalan film.
Shyamalan film.
Yeah,
That movie
yeah.
was.
That movie
was.
was pretty good.
That movie
For being
was,
adapted from something so small, I think it was pretty good.
I thought Shyamalan was riding a high when he came back with the Split, and then
Yeah.
Boop, went right back down.
Split was good. The sequel was bad, but
I actually enjoy
was...
Glass.
Really?
I do.
Oh, I hated it. But no, Old I kind of liked. I thought it was a good watch. There were some scenes in there that definitely messed with me.
I've seen it. I would like to do a review on it, but yeah.
That's fine.
Definitely not my favorite. Honestly, like old
That's
Shyamalan.
Mention.
I don't think we'll ever get the old Shyamalan back. Like those movies he made back in the day are just lightning in a bottle.
I will have to give one honorary mention. It's not a movie of 2021, but it's a movie I watched for the first time right after Christmas, and it would have to be Law Abiding Citizen. It was actually I never saw it
with Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. I actually liked it. I liked the whole.
That's a pretty solid little film.
Yeah, I sat there and I watched it. I was like,
it's actually quite heartbreaking. I was actually really surprised of like how much emotional damage that movie did to me.
It was a rough to watch movie, but it was one of those movies I sat there and I was like, if this happened to me, I think I would try to do the same. Like realistically, like you like coming, especially you being a newer father, Jake. Well, not newer, I mean, but a newer father.
New. You can still say newer.
Yeah, okay. Being a newer father, it would probably bring a whole new thing to you. Like, someone did this to me. It's going to be just as bad.
Oh, I would make Gerard Butler look like a daycare watcher compared to the things I would do. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, I need to make an edit to my previous list. Take everything I said and move it down. Nope, I'm already doing it. Takesy backsy. Take everything I said, move it down exactly one. Even Spider-Man, the number 1 movie of the year, brought to you by an independent filmmaker, I do believe, with a small budget of only $5 million US, with casting great stars, a widely recognizable talent. My number 1 pick is Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. I forgot that we watched that in 2021.
Can't. That movie was a trip, and wow, yeah.
I love that movie. It's so much cheaper than doing drugs. And honestly, go watch it. If you haven't watched Willy's Wonderland and you like bad movies, this does the full circle. This is like the
creme de la crop.
This does the full circle. It's so bad that it's honestly amazing.
You just want to watch Nicolas Cage not say one single word and just down power drink after power drink after power drink while beating up disturbingly graphically stuffed animatronics. Willy's Wonderland.
It's the closest thing you're gonna get to a Five Nights at Freddy live action movie.
I think even if they do make a Five Nights at Freddy movie, Willy's Wonderland has already topped it.
Yeah, it's so good because it's so terrible.
I literally just Googled it and I scrolled down. It's like the first thing people ask is Willy's Wonderland based on Five Nights at Freddy. That's the first thing it says.
It pretty much is.
Yeah, he gets locked in a pizzeria with an animatronic. I mean, it is what it is.
It's
very legally distinct from Five Nights at Freddy. but that's it. It's just legally distinct.
Right, right. But you know what we're gonna do that's a little bit different is we're gonna end this podcast on a high note, unlike Nicolas Cage did with his career.
Not wrong there.
You're not wrong at all.
Absolutely savage. Love you, Nicolas Cage, but yeah, you got to know when to stop. But however, that was kind of like our 2021 year in review. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to the numerous amounts of content that we'll be pumping out here a little bit more regularly. I know there was a long hiatus, quite a while. A lot of just life, pretty much. Life definitely finds a way. And just like Jeff Goldblum, you got to get out before you lose the leg. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get out of there. Got to get out of the park. Get on the helicopter. So once again, I've been Jacob, your host for this, and joining me, Lilith and Logan from the Suio2 Twitch gaming channel. Be sure to go check that out. Be sure to check out our new Discord server, Queen City Circle, and check out our Twitter and Instagram. There will be links listed below, and please do not forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for notifications. So we will be signing off now, and thank you for joining us. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.